Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a giant octopus named Bob. Now, Bob was quite different from other octopuses, you see, because he had an insatiable love for spicy food. He loved spicy fish, he loved spicy seaweed, and he even loved spicy sea cucumbers. One day, Bob was out on his usual hunt for spicy snacks when he stumbled across a fiery jalapeno pepper lying on the ocean floor. Being the spicy food aficionado he was, Bob couldn't resist the urge to gobble it up. At first, Bob didn't feel any different. However, as time passed, he began to realize that he was experiencing some rather strange side effects. All of a sudden, his 8 limbs began flailing about uncontrollably, his normally deep blue skin turned a bright shade of red, and fiery hot air began spewing out of his mouth and nostrils like a dragon. Panicked and confused, Bob began swimming frantically around the ocean in a desperate attempt to rid himself of the jalapeno's fiery curse. Unfortunately for him, his uncontrollable flailing caused him to crash into all sorts of underwater objects, including a school of unsuspecting clownfish and a coral reef. As he swam, the other sea creatures couldn't help but notice the strange spectacle that he had become. They pointed and laughed, calling him names like Flaming Tentacles and Red Hot Bob. Even a nearby group of sea turtles stopped their grazing to see the commotion. Bob was mortified. He swam as fast as he could, hoping to escape the mocking sea creatures. But the spicy curse made it impossible for him to control his movements. He crashed into a sea anemone, sending a cloud of stinging tentacles flying everywhere. Suddenly, a group of dolphins appeared out of nowhere. "What in the world is going on here?" they asked. Bob was too embarrassed to speak, but one of the clownfish piped up. "He ate a jalapeno pepper and now he's all spicy and out of control." The dolphins started laughing uproariously. "Well, we've never seen anything like this before," one of them exclaimed. For the rest of the day, Bob swam around in a halo of fire that made all the other sea creatures steer clear of him. But gradually, as the spice wore off, he regained control of his limbs and the hot air stopped spewing out of his mouth and nostrils. In the end, Bob learned his lesson and swore off spicy food for good. But the other sea creatures never forgot the crazy day that Flaming Tentacles took over the ocean. Thank you for listening. If you like it, show us your support.